Hello, good morning. Welcome to JoyNews. That's quick. Coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle. Coming up this morning, timely intervention of fire personnel saves Greco lines from going up in flames. We have details for you shortly. Also this morning, Sing-A-Thon Afua Santowe's Guinness World Record attempt ends after 120 hours. How can Ghana leverage on this feat for branding? We will find out shortly. We have details of all of this plus business coming up shortly. My name is Aishi Brian. Do stay for details. Timely intervention of the firefighters saved some great co-pilots from going up in flames in Tema. This comes when after a fuel tanker with 18,500 liters of diesel on board overturned on the N1 near the TT Brothers Junction in the Bonkatamanso municipality of the Greater Accra region. My colleague Carlos Coloni was at the scene and now reports.
The fuel tanker with registration number GN 1905-16 was heading to Kumasi from Kpong with 18,500 liters of diesel on board. The truck, upon reaching the TT Brothers traffic light, skidded off the road, overturning in the process. Here is an eyewitness, Karim Mohammed, narrating the incident to JoyNews.
This is the cause. As she's coming, before you realize, it's just near a pickup, which is there were like 4 or 5 passengers on board. If you try to hit the pickup, he might cause damage of 7 or 8 cars. So for safety, he just landed and passed through the road foot, which caused this accident. That's all. But the driver and the mate, they are all safe. It was 13,500 liters. 13,500 liters. It's going to Kumasi. He loaded from one of the depot in Tema called Vena. That's all. We are the remaining of the products on board. We are just transferring to the other car for safety.
With the disaster gushing out at the time of JoyNews' arrival at the scene, many passers-by were seen busily scooping the petroleum product while the owner had arranged for the remainder to be transferred into another tanker. Speaking to JoyNews, ADO2 Enoch Isel of the Motorway Fire Station says considering the close proximity of the capsized fuel tanker to the Gridco main line from Akosombo, all efforts were being made to avert any national disaster on the lines.
So at 14:20 hours, we had a call from our master control that there's an accident on the Tema Highway near TT Brothers. So immediately at 14:21 hours, myself and my men we were dispatched to the scene. So we got here at 14:32 as a result of the traffic heading towards Dowinya. So immediately we got to the scene, we got that the accident involved a fuel tanker containing diesel actually. So we tried coordinating the police, and when we got here, the police were already at the scene. So the police assisted us by coordinating the police and sending the standbyers back in order for us to do our work. So currently, we told them to call another tanker in order for them to transfer the diesel that's flowing or that's on the ground or that's leaking actually. So I think the tanker is here as you all can see. So currently they are transferring the diesel into another tanker. So right from there, we need to clear the scene, watch the place and actually clear off all the debris on the road. So currently that's what we are doing. But the casualties that were involved, they've been already taken to the hospital. Yeah, so right from the follow-up, let's see their condition. Since we are not the pilots, as you all can see, it could be serious if there is any spark. But that's why we are here, to ensure the safety of the people and also the community. So actually the 2 tenders that are here, one is DPT, of which that one contains water in foam, of which that one can be used for blanketing. And also the other one behind us is full of water. So actually we've put in things in measures in order to mitigate any unforeseen circumstances that will happen.
While the owner of the truck is still counting the loss, concerns have been raised by road users about the deplorable state of that portion of the road which they believe could have led to the accident. Carlos Caloni, JoyNews, Bonkatamanso.
The OT Regional Minister Joshua Makobo has appealed to the youth in Yajo to remain calm while authorities work to resolve the disturbances around the death of two footballers that sparked protests in the area 2 days ago. Yesterday, the youth took over the residence of the district chief executive demanding his removal. OT Regional Correspondent Peter Senu caught up with the minister after an emergency district security council meeting in KJB.
On Wednesday, 27th of December 2023, the youth of Yajo, Ahamansu and surrounding communities besieged the residence of the DCE demanding his removal over the death of two footballers in their communities. The footballers met their death on 25th of December in a head-on collision with the National Security Cocoa Board Task Force vehicle. The protest to the office and residence of the DCE prompted an emergency dissect meeting. The meeting was to deliberate on how to ensure peace, law and order in the district. Deputy Regional Minister who attended the meeting mentioned the following as some of the resolutions reached.
We conveyed the condolences of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic and his Vice President, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to the bereaved families, the people in Yajo, the Amansu traditional area, and the people of KJB district, as well as the entire OT region. Then the second point was an appeal, where we appealed to the family through the chief of Yajo, and then with the representatives of the Paramountcy of Amansu, and then the Dodo Paramount chief. We appealed to them to call on the youth in town, that it was not deliberate. National Security or Cocoa Board has no issues with our brothers who met their untimely death. They were not being pursued, and there was no any outstanding issue between them. It was purely an accident, and they should be aware that we know it was an accident, and for that matter, they should calm down. The third thing was that we gave them our assurance that they are Ghanaians, and every Ghanaian deserves justice, and we were not going to sit down. Police had already commenced investigation into it. We'll follow up to the conclusion stage of the investigation, and whatever is relevant for prosecution we do.
The minister called on those who are into smuggling of cocoa beans to neighboring country Togo not to take advantage of the death of the footballers to disturb the peace and security in the district.
We are aware that this incident, some people want to take advantage. Those who are seriously into cocoa smuggling, we want to use them as a point of contact to continue cause confusion, so that there will be distraction at the front of Cocoa Board and the National Security for them to continue to smuggle. They should consider this as what they call it, an accident, and let us resolve the issue amicably.
Some traditional leaders from the various communities who took part in the meeting also gave their pieces of advice.
Calmness is already starting, and the regional ministers have assured us that whatever he will have to do in his capacity to make sure the parents of the deceased are well taken off, and also make sure that whoever is in offense of doing this thing will be prosecuted. That alone has given them calmness, and it's left to us, Nananum, and the elders of the communities to carry this message to the youth, for them not to go ahead to do any other thing again. No, because all what we need from KJB district and Akanwa Traditional Congress is peace.
The newly elected assembly member for the area, Nephew Adam, has also called on his people to remain calm while authorities work to resolve the impasse.
What I want to encourage my community or the youth of the community is what? To remain calm. I think everything is resolved, because the lost soul will never come back again. We all know that death is inevitable, and then it is past and gone. So what I need to my community to understand is what? To remain calm, peace, and then peace will prevail. I think that will bring the development that we are all looking for. And it is very unfortunate I've not been inaugurated, but I've started feeling these challenges, and I think this will be the first and then the last challenge that I will have.
Peter Senu for JoyNews.
Afua has concluded her Guinness World Record attempt to break the record for the longest individual singing marathon to surpass the existing 105 hours set by an Indian in 2012. Afua endured a 5-day singing marathon that commenced at midnight Sunday, December 24, and concluded 7 a.m. on December 29. At the time of ending her record attempt on Friday morning, the young woman had sung for 5 days, 6 hours and 55 minutes. While addressing the public after her remarkable feat, Afua expressed gratitude to everyone who supported her, including those who showed up at the Yagaba village and those who could not.
To say bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, with a shout, let's welcome Afua Asantua. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. At a point I kept asking which day it was, and I finally got to know that today is Friday. So, on behalf of my husband, my family, my team, volunteers, media, Ghana Tourism Authority, I'd like to say a very big thank you to each and everyone who participated in this Sing-A-Thon attempt. This was a mere dream that was visualized in just a period of 5 days. I say just because I don't even remember how it started, not to talk of how it ended. It has been a smooth journey, a very successful one, and we hope and believe that this would be an inspiration to all women and all youth or individuals to come out of your comfort zone and try new opportunities. There's a lot out there to do. You can do a lot of stuff. When you put your mind to it, you will achieve it. I am grateful, and I am grateful to the Ghana music industry, all the artists, those who were able to pass through, those who couldn't pass through. I pray that this attempt will, influence your brand, your music to the next level. Thank you to the Vice President of Ghana. Thank you to the all IGP. I can't list. The list is very tall. I'm grateful to everyone and hope to see you this evening as we celebrate this great milestone. Thank you.
Her attempt at breaking the record has been widely celebrated and endorsed by all and sundry. Among the many public figures who passed through the Yagaba village where she performed were the Vice President and the Chief Justice, applauding her for the attempt. The Chief Justice said she was really proud of Afua.
I've been staying out through the night with her, and I'm so glad she's come through. She has done it, and we are proud of her. That's great. So, Mommy, what do you think the future holds with somebody like this? This lady can do anything. She's shown resilience, she's shown ability, she's shown capacity. This lady can do anything. And what do we have to tell other young ladies out there? We got what it takes. We got what it takes. We can manage anything. Every girl should get up. She can sit at the table with her brother. This one has done it, and we can all do it. Thank you so much for speaking with us. We are super grateful.
Well, it was all cheer and an atmosphere of jubilation and fireworks when she crossed her 120th hour. The crowd went into a frenzy. Let's take a look at what exactly happened. Well, having come this far and putting Ghana boldly on the international scene, we ask, how can Ghana leverage on this feat as far as branding is concerned? I've been joined by Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Ghana Technology University College, Professor Robert Hensing. I'm grateful for your time, sir. I know there's been a change of your name. I don't know if I got it right. It's Ghana Technology Communication University, I think, correct?
You need to switch it a bit. It's now GCTU.
Okay, Ghana Communication Technology University.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
So first, I know you must be proud of Afua by now, but the question many are asking, singing Ghanaian music for 5 days continuous. I mean, how can we leverage on this feat, as a country?
Oh, thank you very much, Madam. And it's good to see you again. Compliments of the season to you and to the multimedia family.
Thank you so much. Many happy returns.
Absolutely. Ghana is blessed in so many respects. You know, in 2019, we launched the iconic Year of Return. And it's probably the most iconic nation branding campaign on this continent, maybe 100 years or so. Totally iconic. Then, as a follow-on, we did the famous, after Year of Return, we said we're going to do something around building on the benefits of the Year of Return, which was Beyond the Return. Now, if you look at the 7 tenets of Beyond the Return, the ladies' feat answers to about 4 or 5 things we can do to leverage her phenomenal success. One of the things we said we'll do is that we'll use the Beyond the Return to deepen the connection between Ghana and the African and Ghanaian diaspora. This lady has made Ghanaians proud globally. So if there was ever a time when we can leverage a feat like this to get more Ghanaians to invest back home, to open more trade doors, to open more investment doors, to open more tourism doors, this is the time. Another thing we said we would do as part of Beyond the Return was highlight Ghana as a world-class, authentic global tourism brand. Now, when it comes to nation branding, contemporary nation branding has to do with leveraging anything you may have, which is peculiar to your country, to give you a very nuanced global positioning so that people will choose you over others when they are making all sorts of investment, tourism, and destination visit decisions. So this also fits with highlighting Ghana as a world-class, authentic global tourism brand. Then we said we're also going to use this to foster greater community spirit, to promote a new national consciousness. If there was ever a time when Ghana needed a new national consciousness, it is now. So the benefits are not just for international tourism, for instance, but even for local tourism. And I know we've been struggling to promote domestic tourism for a long time. So whoever the tourism policymakers are, from the Ghana Tourism Authority to the allied institutions like your Ministry of Tourism, your Ghana Tourism Development Company, all those people, this is time to get together and understand how this excellent feat can be leveraged to marshal both local and international tourism visitations, to galvanize investment, and to make Ghana a preferred tourism destination. Let me say this before we discuss anything else. Feats like this can be very temporary. Hilda Baci won a similar thing in Nigeria. It was just for 2 minutes. In a short time, somebody else had cooked longer than it was gone. So we can't even wait for this to marinate for 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years. The time to take advantage of it is now. So if there's anything we can do at domestic and international level, let's rally around it and use this as a catalyst for boosting our tourism and investment fortunes.
Perspectives you've just shared there, but also hearing the lady herself who did this wonderful job speak to the crowd, and she says there are a lot of opportunities out there. A lot more people can try something different, something new. Yes. What is in all of this for her? How can she leverage this feat?
This is such an excellent question, madam, because I remember when Hilda Bachi consummated a similar feat in Nigeria. Just after she had finished her cooking contest, she made a couple of careless statements about how even when she was doing the cooking, she was in a particular time of the month and so on and so forth. And I remember so many people came to blast her and say, no, what you've done gives you international celebrity status. So this is the time to curate your image, curate your brand, get people who professionally manage you. You can't say anything you like on TikTok, anything you like on Instagram, and post all sorts of funny photos. So if this lady doesn't have a manager today, I would really encourage her to get a manager to help her to develop a personal brand vision and a personal brand journey. Because this feat is so pivotal, it must radically change her fortunes for life. So whether it's so that she aspires to become a proper music star, whether she contributes more fundamentally to the creative sector, whatever it is she needs to do, she must get a professional person to craft a clear brand journey for her, put milestones in that journey, and ensure that this particular feat leads her to a certain personal brand explosion that will give her social benefits, give her financial benefits, and maybe even eventually launch her into her own music career if she is so inclined. But whatever it is, this is a big win for her, and it's a big win for Ghana. And I think for what it's worth, we could also connect it to the creative arts. I mean, I don't know if she has any music intentions, but this is a big win just for the creative arts sector. And I remember 2 years ago, we did a book on the creative sector and international business development in Africa. And we made the case strongly that for Africa, the creative sector is one key area where we can leverage to grow bigger and bigger. So I think others can try it. I think there are so many ways we can also achieve quick wins. And maybe the policymakers should work around ensuring that we pick up such rare gems, nurture them, and also make them Guinness Record book holders.
Your time, Professor Hensing is Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Ghana Communication Technology University, sharing some great expertise. Of course, he's also a marketing strategist. Let's get on to other stories. Every market day, about 500 pupils in the OT region put the education on hold temporarily to embark on a journey that combines lessons in perseverance and the pursuit of dreams. This is a story that sheds light on the determination and resilience of young students in Ghana. Mahmoud Mohamed Nuruddin takes us to Dambai, where the remarkable journey of these pupils begin.
We are here in the bustling town of Dambai, in the heart of the OT region, where the local market serves as a backdrop for an extraordinary story of ambition and sacrifice. It is early morning and the air is filled with anticipation as young students, some as young as 10 years old, prepare for their unique daily journey. These eager faces belong to pupils who leave their textbooks behind and instead pick up tubers of yam and other goods. Their mission is to raise money for their educational needs.
Lakeside. My name is Joe Tumwa and I'm a student at Lakeside School. Currently, I'm in class 6. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend school due to a torn uniform. I informed my father about the situation, but he explained that he doesn't have the financial means to provide a new uniform at the moment. Additionally, my mother has traveled. However, I am determined to return to school as soon as I am able to acquire a new uniform.
Today is Monday, and one would expect that these children will be in school. Unfortunately, some of them are here to make money.
Your friend, yes. I am Yusuto. I carry yams on my head to earn some money because we were asked to buy books. Carrying the yams has a physical impact on me.
And how?
Yesuto Kojo is not alone. Hundreds of others share the same goal
Since the reopening of schools, I haven't had any exercise books for my studies. To address this, I've been working in the market, carrying yams to help my sister raise money to buy books for me. I earn 7 Ghana cedis for carrying 100 tubers of yams. My parents live in the village, and when we ask them for money, they are unable to provide it. My sister also takes on various jobs in the market, and we pool our earnings to buy my books. I am currently in class 6. I require both exercise books and notebooks. Specifically, I need 18 exercise books. Each pack of exercise books costs 60 cedis.
Exercise book no see packet ni 60 Ghana. And a notebook no ba coupe is 8 cedi and I be so 10 cedi. It's minimum notebook ni there minimum 5 minimum say about 5.
Here is a local teacher, Isaac Baba.
Most of the time, being a teacher and then being in a classroom on Mondays, you wouldn't see most of these guys in school. Most of them come to look for what they will get as the daily meal for the week.
My name is Bridget Ado. It is not a duty of the child to feed the home or to bring something on the table. But in some cases, you can't help it. In some cases, you can't help it. But what needs to be done is the mothers need to let them go and close and come in the afternoon to come and help.
At a vibrant Dambai market, these children enter a world of barter, negotiation, and hard-earned income. They work tirelessly until late afternoon when they begin their journey back home.
My name is Afua. Those of us residing in Dambai are experiencing a state of poverty. Many of the children in our community are self-reliant as they are compelled to seek small opportunities in order to support themselves financially.
I
am known as Sofo Abdurrahman. The reality is that a number of children you observe in the market are actually orphans, and as a result, they must work in order to provide for their own needs.
Despite this routine, these children remain committed to their studies.
I need to earn some money to cover the cost of the textbooks that were sold to us at school. The books are priced at 30 cedis. While my father is at home, my mother is currently at the market. Whenever I request money to purchase my school supplies, my parents accuse me of simply wanting money to spend.
It is clear that these children are willing to go to greater lengths to secure their education and chase their dreams, but it raises questions about access to quality education and the support system available to them.
In our municipality, you have some major towns which have markets on working days.
Al-Hassan Zulkiful Osman is the leader to all circuit supervisors in the Karachi East municipality.
We have traced the causes. One major cause is parental irresponsibility. Some parents think that the children are those who must help them to do their buying and selling in the markets. You see a young child of about 6-7 years carrying things to go and sell.
The municipality has 4 market days and about 500 children miss school every market day.
You have Injari, Thursday, you have Dambai, a major town, is Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. You have Airam Thursday, Askoko Thursday, Paripari Friday. All these days, you go to the towns there and children of school-going age, they are in the markets selling. Some of them doing some odd jobs in the markets. Close to about 500 children can be found in the market. some sewing to get something. They have to go and sew sacks. Some they have to go and carry yam. Some parents give them things to go and sell, and a host of things they do in the market.
Al-Hassan also mentions another challenge.
The cry of poverty is what is they say is the reason why they do that. Parents bring children from those areas to town to come and have education, but when they bring them here, where do they stay? So they end up now nobody to supervise them, and sometimes getting food to eat becomes a problem. So they have to go and do those things to fend for themselves.
Razak Benedicta Sakina is a girl child education coordinator at Mepekope MA Basic School. She says the situation of children fending for themselves is alarming.
In my school, it's very, very alarming. You know, my community is a fishing community, and so usually on Mondays, parents take their wards to the market to go and help them sell, especially their fish. And another problem is that most of these students fend for themselves, and so they would have to go to the market.
Sakina paints a picture of how the situation is in her school.
Market days, from Form 1 to Form 3, we have about half of the school not coming to school on market days. You just go to the classroom and then you realize few students in the classroom sitting to learn. Yeah, that is the situation, how serious the situation is in my school.
She touches on teenage pregnancy.
Yes, talking about teenage pregnancy, for some years back it was very alarming, because after these girls go to sell, sometimes they visit boys and stuff. And for some years, I think 3 years back, it was alarming. But with education and then speaking to parents and all that, I think it is reducing drastically.
For now, I can't give a specific figure, but a lot of dropouts as a result of this market. If these children continue to go to the market, dropouts will continue. These children end up becoming a burden to the society.
As these children continue their incredible journey, they remind the public of the enduring power of education. Their dedication and resilience are testament to the potential that exists within every child. It is the collective responsibility of stakeholders to ensure that they receive the support they need to strive both in and out of the classroom. Al-Hassan says separate meetings, discussions and sensitizations have been held, but the resultant effect is yet to be felt.
A lot of education. Mondays, we go to the radio station, we buy airtime, we talk and talk and talk and talk. So it's a serious situation, and we are, anyway, we will not throw our hands in despair. We'll still be finding a way of trying to get them out of market. We have tried that in 2015 to go to the market, get them and get their parents, and find a way of resolving that issue. So we arrested the children in the market and announced for their parents to come. Their parents came. Their parents even ran away and they didn't come close at all. And at the end, feeding these children and became a problem, so we had to release them.
The inspiring story from Dambai serves as a poignant reminder of the challenges many children face in their pursuit of education and the incredible determination that drives them forward. They hope their efforts will inspire positive change and a brighter future for all. A report by Mohammed Nuruddin.
was a memorable moment for female prison inmates at the Kumasi Central Prisons as they received gifts from a prison officer who has gone beyond the call of duty. Giving back to prisons has always come from the benevolence of entities outside of the prisons. By donating pieces of garments of female inmates, prisons chaplain Reverend Stella Kacho has set the tone in encouraging the contribution of prison staff to making the lives of prisoners a better one in the festive season.
Christmas festive period is a time when loved ones reaffirm their humanity by giving to the needy and fostering a sense of humanity. The joy and gratitude witnessed within the four walls of the Kumasi Central Prisons were heightened as inmates received new garments. A Maneuver Outreach Ministry led by the chaplain of Kumasi Central Prison, Reverend Stella Kacho, presented 250 pieces of garments and local prints to female prisoners. Reverend Stella Kacho says the gesture will allow women in prison to reconnect with their loved ones.
I've done it for the past 18 years. This is the 18th year. And then for the experience I've gathered from prison, I've realized that the women in prison are not so much as the men. And since women are the carriers of homes, when they are in prison, it means that the home will not be functioning well. So the Lord has laid it upon my heart to give each prisoner who is a female half a piece of cloth, very new, brand new one, to be sent to their relatives back home. So this is from prison to the house. So the women will parcel it nicely and give back to their children at home. And those who have mothers whom they were dependent upon before they came to prison will also parcel it from prison to my dear mother at Christmas. So the relations at home will know that their children are still alive, they still have hope, they still think about them.
Assistant Director of the Kumasi Central Prisons, Hannah Hilda Eweme, commended the efforts of her colleague.
Female prisoners in Ghana in particular, they are all most of them are mothers and they have kids at home. So every year when she do it, the Maneuver Foundation donates the cloth to us. The inmates often send it to their children at home for the Christmas. Some also send it to their mothers at home. As you are aware, most of us are those who provide clothes for our mothers and our children. And if that person is in custody, who is going to provide dress for the child at home? We are very grateful to them. If you see the excitement when we are giving it out to them, you know how important it is to them. Well, some of them 5 years, 6 years, nobody has ever given them something like this except the foundation. So they are always excited and so grateful to the Maneuver Foundation for something like this. And the kids also come around and they are so excited getting the clothes. So I'm happy she's doing it and I just want to urge others to support her to do it more.
Clinton, your voice report, back to you.
With the live on JoyNews desk, let's take a break. When we return, this business.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the business segment on JoyNews desk with me, Pius Kojo Baka. The Central Bank is enhancing its strategies to migrate or mitigate the impact of the domestic debt exchange program on its operations. Extending credit and cost control are among major strategies implemented in dealing with the challenge. Chief Executive Officer of the bank, Michael Edu, says the bank is consistently strategizing to stay profitable. Nanaya Ojima reports.
Before the implementation of the government's domestic debt exchange program, there were concerns about the current macroeconomic environment and the negative impact on the banking sector. The identified impact included declining profitability, increased pressure on banks' solvency, and liquidity issues. CEO of Central Bank, Michael Edu, says the bank's strategy to mitigate the challenge has so far yielded positive results, but they expect the government to honor payment of coupons when due.
We subscribed to the domestic debt exchange program. We had some government of Ghana bonds, and so we were affected. And so it has impacted on the bank's income and the bottom line as well, profitability. Nonetheless, the bank has strategized to do more credits, to control and manage costs so that it can remain profitable. We are only appealing to the government to remain faithful to its promise to pay the coupons as and when they fall due.
In the coming year, the bank will be enhancing the use of technology to increase profit margins. Meanwhile, the bank is working to improve service rendered to its customers in driving profits.
But obviously, what is important for us is the service that we deliver to our customers. We want our customers to be happy because we are a community bank. So what is critical is making sure that our customers are happy with the service that we deliver. So in terms of improving service, I think it's all about continuing to deliver best of service to the customers. And as you deliver best of service, the customer will also reward you.
For the next 3 months, the Secretarial Bank has outlined a series of activities to mark its 40th anniversary. For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima reporting.
The Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors says the $120 million to be sold to them by the Bank of Ghana for the next first quarter of next year will go a long way to help reduce their debt profile in Forex. According to the Chamber, although the amount is lower than what they had in the first quarter of this year, the prevailing economic situation justifies the amount being sold to them. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of the BDCs, Dr. Patrick Kweku-Ofori, said they will engage the Bank of Ghana and the Ministries of Finance and Energy on how best to address FX supply challenges.
Like Oliver said, we definitely will wish for more, but we also need to be realistic and then also understand the conditions that they find themselves in. You can't give what you don't have. And I think they came in at a time that we really needed them. But what we can also say is that under the leadership of the governor and then also the economic management team, there are other alternative ways that we are coming up, and then that we've also even piloted that we hope that will help address FX supply availability to the market for us to be able to ensure that we are guaranteed a certain quantum of forex to import and carry out our day-to-day trading activity.
And that's it for business. We are pausing for a breather. We'll be right back with more.
Welcome back to JoyNews Desk. The time has come for Ghana to take bold steps in making policies that will allow many more women into decision-making positions. That's according to former director of the Institute of African Studies at the University of Ghana, Professor Techua Menu, who is calling on Parliament to pass the Affirmative Action Bill into law before the end of the 8th Parliament. She was speaking in a yet-to-be-aired interview on PM Personality Profile.
If you look at the regions in West Africa, I think apart from Central Africa and maybe the North African region, we really are at bottom, you know. Senegal has a gender parity law, which is interesting, do you see? Yeah. So it's not about religion, it's not, it's about state policy, it's about intention. So in West Africa, apart from Senegal, Cape Verde, and remarkably Togo is making a lot of progress. The same way, we tend to look down on people or countries. We think, oh, this is a small country. But when you look at the statistics, you find that it's different. But what generally, most of those other countries that have achieved progress, they've done it through quota systems, they've done it through proportional representation. And you know that here the political parties have fiercely resisted any talk of, you know, reserving seats for women, etc. But we're going to. In any case, when the affirmative action law is passed, and that is one of the reasons why it has stalled. It hasn't just stalled, you know, it does make demands of, you know, so in Kenya, for instance, you cannot nominate people to any position, like say the courts, without a certain proportion being of either sex. So you cannot have an all-women slate, you cannot have an all-men slate, etc. It recognizes that you need both for, work to happen. So when the affirmative action bill is passed, it will oblige political parties, different sectors of society to do more about this really lopsided. You're talking about parliament. What about district assemblies? We have these are the basic units of governance. And over time, the proportions have gone down. Even the appointed members were not meeting our quotas. So we do need to do more.
The full interview is this evening at 9 p.m. on the Joy News channel. Do make a date. That's how we wrap up Joy News Desk this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. See you again at 12.